Yo, how's it going? It's your boy Looney back at again with another Robinhood update slash tutorial. And today we're going to dive into a simple option strategy that can help you generate extra income from stocks that you already own. And that strategy is called a covered call. I've gone into detail about covered calls on other videos, but I wanted to show examples and kind of why you would use it and scenarios. So to get started, let's discuss what actually a covered call is. So it's an option strategy where you sell a call option against the actual shares you own of whatever stock you own. And then your idea is to collect premium while you own the shares. And this is the money while you get for selling the call. And then you also agree to sell the shares you own at a set price or the strike price. And if the stock hits that level, the strike price, or goes above it, you are forced to sell the shares at that strike. And to answer the question of why you would use a covered call. So you would use a covered call when you're trying to generate extra income while actually owning the stock. And you also believe that the stock isn't going to move too drastically, either staying relatively flat or moving slightly higher. So it's a neutral to bullish strategy. And the premium that you collect can also provide some downside if the stock happens to drop a little. And this can add to your overall returns, and it could lower your cost basis and other pros, and also get into the cons in a little bit. Before I get started, I did want to mention that I do have a Discord where I have other members and we go over trades, options, crypto, stocks, and sort of everything. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. And also follow me on Twitter. I'll leave that in the description. And like this video. So on screen, I just have what is a covered call, and you could read more about it and when to use it and how to use it. But I think the best way to understand it is to actually apply it. So I'm using a stock that is pretty easy to understand. It's around that $10 mark. So we're going to use this one. Let me actually check another one because it actually might make more sense. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this one or another one. So let's say you own 100 shares of American Airlines, which is trading at 10. I'm going to use a different one. Just let me check real quick. Okay, this one might be slightly better. So just with the numbers. So let's say you own 100 shares of HUT at $9. So I know it says $9.16, but just to make things easier, let's say you own it at $9. So you have $900 invested into HUT. So the way you would do this is go to simply trade options, and you would click on an expiration date. You could do 1 to 6 weeks is kind of the sweet spot. It kind of depends on how you want to manage this. If you want to keep on top of this and manage it a lot, you're going to do 1 week. If you kind of want to just sit back and let it generate money, you could do that. There isn't really a benefit of doing either or. It's kind of just up to you how much you want to manage it. I'm going to go out about a month. So we're going to go to October 4th, and we're going to hit sell call. And maybe this might not have been the best one to choose because they're all not showing up. So I'm going to try American Airlines. Let me try that one. Okay. We'll do the same idea, sell call. Yeah, this one might make a little bit more sense. I did the same idea. Instead, this one's trading at like $10. So let's say you own American Airlines for $10. That's about 1,000 because 100 shares. And how you get into owning American Airlines, you could do it several ways. You could just simply buy 100 shares when you think it's appropriate, or sell a put to get in, or buy a long-term call, or buy a call in general. So that's not important. Well, it is important, but I'm not going over that in this video. But that is the step. You do need to own 100 shares. However you'd like to do that, that could be up to you. I usually sell puts. But to continue, let's look at this $11 call. So the way it works is if the stock ends up trading below $11, and we're just going to focus on the strike. So below the $11 mark on October 4th, you collect money for it. You get rewarded because you signed a contract saying that you're willing to sell American Airlines at $11. And because you signed that contract, there is some risk in that. And that is you have to sell it if it goes above. So best thing is either American Airlines kind of stays the same and you collect money, or it slightly rises and gets close to $11 and you would earn this premium. And let's go down to the premium. So the premium is this credit amount, or $35 or $34.97, however you'd like to look at it. And that's important because that also includes the break even. And the break even is just simply the premium plus the strike price. And this is only for covered calls, so keep that in mind. So as you guys can see, the break even is a pretty easy number, 11.35. So although you are signed to lose the shares at $11, you actually can make a profit all the way up to the break even. And then this is where things get pretty interesting. So once it goes past this break even, you don't actually lose money, as this chart might show. What actually happens is you lose the shares at $11, right? Because you signed a contract for 11. And this is just the opportunity gain. So you don't actually pay any money for this. You kind of just lose the opportunity. So no matter how much it goes into here, your profit will be 11 minus 10, which is 1, or if you times by 100, it's 100. And then you add the premium. So it would be 134. And that's important because that is what you would gain on this option. So it might look like you lose a lot here, but you don't. You just lose the opportunity. And what I like to do, which I'm not going to go over in this video, but it's to roll, is if on like the day before expiration or on the day expiration, if it's in this red position, I'll roll. For usually a net credit, you can pay, but what you don't want to do is buy back the call, because that's where you do lose money, when you buy back the call. And that's important because remember, we're starting as selling a call, and to get out of this trade, you either do nothing, or you roll, which I recommend, or you buy back. If you buy back, this is where you start to get the realized loss. So the two things that you should be doing, or don't take my advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is what I do, is I just roll if it goes into this red. I roll out about 30 days, and I'll do a video on this in another time, but I'll just simply roll out 30 days and go up 1 or 2 legs, depending on the scenario. Now, you can lose money, but just to wrap things up with the benefits. So the benefits is you get extra income and you get some downside protection. So no matter if this stock goes below or drops a little bit, you still get that $35. So at least protects the downside. So if it just stays at $10.59, you actually earn money for the stock not doing anything. So many people will earn $0 just for owning it, but you'll earn an extra $35. That's why it's great. And then let's get into the risk. So obviously we went into this where you miss out on big gains. You don't actually lose money unless you buy back the shares or buy back the call option. But you can lose money if the stock drops drastically. So that's important. I'm not going to get into numbers how much you can lose, but this is a hedging strategy. So no matter what the stock drops to, let's say $8, yes, you'll be down 200 because we're times by 100. But you won't be down 200. You'll be down 200 minus 35, which is 55. So 155. You'll be down 155, which is still a loss, but it hedges the loss. And you can lose money. So this is a good hedging strategy if you feel like the stock is going to be steady or go up slightly, but can also hedge your losses. And that's important because it is a bullish strategy. So if it keeps going down to $8 and you win the trade, then the next call is going to be a little different. You might want to settle for a 9 strike or a 10 strike. And the management's a little bit more in depth when the stock actually drops quite a bit. And I have that scenario. I have a bunch of riots that are dropping because Riot's dropping, crypto's dropping, and I am selling covered calls below my cost basis. And I'm obviously generating income on these covered calls, but if Riot decides to go back up to what I believe is an accurate pricing at like $9, $10, then I'm going to decide to roll this position. But if it doesn't, I'm just going to simply sell covered calls below my cost basis until it exceeds the strike price, like I mentioned before. So to wrap up the risk is you miss out on big gains if the stock skyrockets past your strike, and then if the stock drops a lot, you don't fully hedge, but it is partially hedging. So to wrap things up, a covered call in a nutshell is a straightforward way to boost your income if you're holding on to stocks. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, join my Discord, follow me on Twitter, and have a good one. Thanks for watching. Peace.